Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting session. I'm your host Mahesh Karya. You're watching me on YouTube now, and today I'm gonna take you through RabbitMQ, Spring Boot, and microservices. So without wasting any time, let's deep dive into it. So I have VS Code open here. You can choose any editor, by the way, it's all your choice. And after that, we need to install a Docker in order to communicate and create microservices. So you can simply search for Docker and you can download Docker desktop from here. After that, this is available for all the systems: Linux, Windows, Mac. After that, you just need to start Docker, and you can see this little icon over here. And once this is up and running, we can proceed with the further things. I'm gonna use Java 8, oh sorry, Java 11, and you can choose any. By the way, I'm gonna choose Java 11 for this tutorial. And the very last thing, we need IDE, so I have VS Code. Okay, and you need to install few extensions if you are using a VS Code. So for now, I'm gonna use a Docker. And here you can see this extension allows me to see all the images, all the containers, registries, networks, volumes, context, all the things. Okay, and after that, I'm gonna create a new folder on my desktop. I'm gonna name it, let's say, Spring Boot Micro Services, like the way. And simply drag your folder on the top of your VS Code. And here we go. Now I just need to start with a few extensions. Okay, so you can use start.spring.io as well, it's all your choice, but I'm gonna use Spring Boot extension pack. Okay, and this extension pack comes with three packages. Okay, you can install this one, and once you do that, you can also install Java extension pack if you want. Okay, so for Java developers, if you are using VS Code, this is kind of all you need to do in order to get started with Java with Spring Boot. So you can install this one as well, which is a combination of six another packages. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna use Control Shift P, and I'm gonna search for Spring Initializer. Okay, and I'm gonna create a Maven project. You can choose Gradle, by the way, but this is based on Maven, and all the process of microservices I have. I'll create in Maven only. Okay, so 2.7.1 I'm gonna choose, and the version Java, of course, io.mahesh. Okay, so there will be a one sender container and one receiver container. So we are going to use RabbitMQ in order to send requests from one container to another container. So I'm going to use name sender jar version 11, and simply search for web and select this one, Spring Web Services, and search for RabbitMQ and select this one. Hit enter, choose location. This is it. After that, you can open this thing in another window if you want. Okay, it will be better if you open this thing in another window. And after that, again Control Shift P, we need to create another microservice with same Java, same package. Okay, but different artifact ID, which is receiver. Hit enter, and 11. Again I need web. Again I need RabbitMQ, and after that hit enter, choose location, open into another location. Okay, so two files are running side by side. Okay, great. So few projects you can choose. Okay, through that you can choose this thing, Java projects over here only. Okay, so if you are an Eclipse user, then it will be like very good extension where you can directly create a classes and further things. Okay, so for now I'm not gonna use this thing. Now we need to create a Docker Compose file. .yaml file, and here we are gonna create a RabbitMQ first. So I'm gonna use a version 3.8. You can choose the latest as well. Then services, in services I'm gonna say I have one sender service, and in that I need to provide a build path which is dot slash sender. In that we need to create Docker file, and after that you can mention the container name as well, and no need to define image and ports. So there will be one port will be 8080, another will be 8081. For sender I'm gonna use server dot port 8080. Okay, so here I'm gonna use server dot port is equal to 8080, and same sorry, for receiver I'm gonna use 8081. So it will be better for us to look into it. Okay, make sure to change the port, and here we go. Environment variables volumes is needed, so you don't, it won't take much time every time. Okay, so it will store as a cache. Okay, you can use this as a cache, and after that you can define ports as well over here, or environment variables will need. So for environment I'll say RabbitMQ. By the way, we don't need this thing for now. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Now same for the receiver. For receiver, we'll be using port 8081, and here as well port 8081. And the last thing is this sender will be dependent on receiver. Okay, so make sure to use receiver over here. uh, Sorry, receiver is based on the sender, my bad. Receiver is based on the, so yeah, I need to, yeah, like the way. So yeah, this is it. Okay, for now I'm not gonna run this thing. For now I'll just simply comment this out, and I'll say RabbitMQ here. RabbitMQ will be better, I guess. Here I'll say my container name. Image will start with the image first, and image will be my RabbitMQ colon 3 management. Then you can define the ports as well. Another port is, I guess, 1 5, yeah, this one 672. And after that we need to define environment variable. You can define for username password. For now I won't define this one. After that, what I'll say, this is okay, one more thing I forgot here. In depends on, I'll say this is also depends on RabbitMQ. Okay, so same goes here. This is depends on RabbitMQ, and here we go. I guess this is it. So let's create a Docker file as well, so it will be better. Let me create here first Docker file. So from we need to define image. So we are using Maven. Okay, and you can use Alpine version or any other as well. So I'm gonna use JDK 11. After that you need to define work directory, which will be created inside that container, or inside that runtime. Okay, so it should be better to create app. It will automatically create a folder app over there. After that you simply need to copy all the things from here to there. Okay, and after that you just need to hit this command in order to uh, clean the package or install the dependencies. And after that, either you can run the jar file directly, or what you can do, the best case scenario is to use maven command in order to uh, run Spring Boot directly. I'll, I'll use Spring Boot run directly over here. So like the way you can do the things. Okay, and same goes here as well in receiver. One more thing I forgot, I guess, to use slash app here. Okay, we need to grab this, all the things to this folder. and after that we need to expose the port as well, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so after that I just need to grab this file, copy this thing and paste it to sender. Okay, so paste this over here and make sure to check that both are running on the perfect port. Like this is sender is on 881, so let me see. So sender is on 880, so my bad, I need to make it 80. I need to make it 81, and here we go. So this is it from uh here. I just do check once again. Me do this thing. One last thing is remaining, I guess, here to define spring dot RabbitMQ dot host, which is RabbitMQ, which is the name of container. Okay, make sure to define this thing uh, as, I'm not sure that yeah, this thing as the name of this thing. Okay, so container name is needed, otherwise it will create the container by different name. So it will directly take a host from there to here. This is a cool thing, I guess. So this is it, and after that we can proceed with the further things which is based on Java. Okay, so here let's, I'm on receiver side, so this is my simplest application. Now let's get back to, simply search for spring boot and RabbitMQ, hit enter and click here. And even though if you are not working on microservices, you can take this example. Okay, and you can grab the code. Okay, so I just need to create a receiver.java. First I'll grab all the code. Let me have this thing from here. Here I'll say inside receiver I'll create a file, receiver.java. Okay, here I'll be using same code it is given over here. Okay, and don't need to define this thing. Here we go. And after that we'll be having message, yeah, this kind of main file that we have. Okay, no need to define that much of things, remove everything, and simply there's a kind of main file that I have. I need to rename this thing as a receiver application, like the way. Okay, and here also I need to define message. Instead of this one I'll say receiver application, like the way. So yeah, this is it. So this is the topic.exchange name that you can define in resource as well, application context as well. So this, in this queue, these are the two main things. Okay, based on that you can pass the data, pass the queue. The RabbitMQ we generally use to, in order to make the transactions, okay, to not lose the data. So in order to perform the operations in the form of queue or talking between the microservices, let's say if you are working on MongoDB, Postgres, and if you wanna pass data from here to there, okay, if you're hitting API on this side, something should be reflected on another side of container. So like the way we use RabbitMQ for such things. Okay, so a receiver is a kind of listener. Okay, so this listener is needed over here, and same goes, let me grab another code as well and we'll separate out later. Okay, so runner is also important, so let me grab runner.java. Runner is moreover like sender, so instead of runner I'll say sender.java. Okay, so let me grab this here. I'll say this is my sender. Okay, and this is my receiver application. Okay, and here instead of this one I'll say this is my sender. Okay, here we go. Now everything is perfect, I guess, and this is a kind of routing key that you can use. You can define this thing in the kind of application context as well if you want, guys. And let me remove this thing and let me see if we are missing something over here. And here we go. So this is it, I guess. These three files are important. Now we need to separate out the sender things should be in the sender, and receiver thing should be in the receiver. Okay, so let me grab this code again once again. uh, and same I'll do here inside sender. Instead of this one, I'll be using this one. I'll use sender application. Here as well, I'll be using sender application. Let me use command V. Now let me grab this sender as well, sender file. Okay, to here, paste this thing over here. It might be kind of headache for you guys if you're using this for the very first time, but it's completely fine. We'll get rid of this thing in a while, and it's actually very easy. Okay, so I don't need this thing. Okay, because receiver thing we don't need to write here. Okay, and instead of this one, I'll say RabbitMQ only. And here also I don't need this thing receiver. Here also I don't need this thing receiver. Here also I just need to define the main class, which is sender application. Okay, here we go. And this is my run thing. Here it can even don't need to define this thing because I'm gonna use a REST controller over here. So in order to talk to APIs. Okay, so like the way you can define this thing over here. Here you can create your new gate mapping. So I will pass something from the front end, okay, through the API, and will I'll say here something like message. Okay, that will get from there, and here I'll say send message. Okay, so this is my path variable. So I'll say this is my path variable. Okay, message, and this message I'm gonna in order to send this message, I'm gonna use this message instead of this one. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. Now I can remove this thing. So yeah, this is it. This is all we need to do. Or here as well, you can use message directly. So like the way. So here, let's get back to here, and here I don't need to write this receiver, and same goes here. I don't need to use this listener file over here. Remove this, and yes, we are ready with the sender file. Let me remove this thing. Now let's get back to receiver part. Okay, so receiver, inside receiver we don't need this sender, so you can directly delete this thing. Yeah, and here we just need to write this thing. It's already there in receiver application. We don't need to write sender. So everything is perfect, I guess, already here, because we just need to define this bin, two bins. They will be listening all the time, and it will print out the messages received, and this is it, I guess. I don't need to write anything else, and I don't need to write this close as well, otherwise it will close automatically. So that's the thing that I need to take care about. Here as well, I don't need to write this thing. Okay, and let me build this thing quickly. In order to save the time, I'm gonna remove this thing, and I'm gonna use command plus J. And make sure to remember this command: sudo docker compose hyphen build. In order to build, make sure to build every time if you make changes here. Okay, and don't forget to use volumes in order to save time. For the first time it will take a while. Okay, and if you wanna use compose up, you will say compose up. And before if the composes file is already up, then you first need to use compose down and then up. Okay, so for now I'm using this for the very first time. I'll say compose up. Okay, then I'll simply hit my password and it will start getting the image and creating the containers. Okay, it will take a while. So I guess I have made one mistake. Instead of this sender, I need to define the app, I guess. Yeah, because this app is we defined over here as well in Dockerfiles. So this is my work directory. Okay, so let me try this again and by using this. Oh, and one more thing which is very important. If you do this, it will go to the root. I don't wanna do this to root. Okay, and here as well, we just need to do this, and this is it. I guess now it will work. We do this thing for the very last time, I guess. Hopefully, and here we go. Yeah, everything is started already. So now this is ready. Okay. So you can see here the created new connection is here. Means it's running somewhere. Let me open new localhost colon 880 slash message, which is name of mine. And here we go. So we got something. We got this is not here. Let's go to the gate mapping quickly. And here somewhere in sender, I have a sender, which is my REST controller. Here we have defined the mapping. Okay, and this is coming from here. So let me check this out quickly. So there was a simple mistake. I guess I forgot to add this one in one of them. So make sure to add this thing in both the application.properties files, and after that only we can proceed. Hopefully this time it should work. I'm not sure though. Okay, the message is sent and now the sender is working. Okay, and in receiver you got the message in another microservice. Okay, so there is one thing so this is what we did. Okay, now if you wanna learn more about RabbitMQ, definitely you can play around with the things. It's very easy. Okay, nothing to explain much here because simply two beans are there. Okay, and this is how the normal configuration. Okay, this thing we need to operate between these three things. Okay, it might be possible if you're working on user APIs, let's say you can make the topic of user. Okay, in a queue you can make the any queue of microservice. Okay, it depends on which things you're working on. Let's say login, so you can make it login. Okay, and all the microservices under login, you can change the topics and you can pass the things. Okay, according to your routing key. So this is how it will work, and this is how you can pass the data from here to there. And anything you can pass, by the way. It's not only the message, it can be the JSON, or you can pass the data from here to there to save into some other databases and like the way. Okay, so yeah, this is it for this video, and thank you so much all of you guys for being with me, supporting me all the time. It's been pleasure to be here. Please let me know inside comment box what you want from my side. Definitely I'll make it for you guys, and don't forget to subscribe my channel if you haven't already. It's needed though, and smash that like button. And definitely if you find this helpful, then you can use this thanks button as well in order to support this channel. It will be uh, uh, good for me. Okay, so thank you so much for your time, guys. Have a good day. Bye bye.